Good morning. Happy to see some hearts already, some of you already online. I'm standing here doing some of my oils and getting ready for the top of the hour. And today I felt that I would start with gratitude. So I am using some gratitude. I am grateful for many, many things. My list gets longer and longer. I don't know about the rest of you, but my list of gratitudes keeps getting longer. It's growing all the time. I'm grateful that I can walk without crutches now, that I have been walking for 3 weeks without crutches. I'm grateful that Stephen and I are here in Bali to celebrate this special day, which happens to be his birthday, and that we are together. It's a beautiful sunny day. Everything is happy. Now, does that mean that there's nothing that's not perfect? Of course, there are always things that are not perfect. However, there are more things that are perfect than are not perfect. So I'm going to set the stage. I brought some extra things in today. I have Mangku's bowl. I have another bowl that I don't know what you can see actually on the table. My table is filled with oils, crystals, and bowls, and my bell. So I'm going to just start by getting those frequencies here into this room, generating them out to you. So this is a bowl that was made in Bali, handmade, that I've had for 4 years. And it's been at Fuller Life Bali, and I just brought it home just 2 days ago so that I could play with it. And normally I would be seated, it's very heavy, and I would be seated and have it on a pillow and strike it. So today I'm going to hold it and just breathe in these frequencies, these beautiful sounds. As you're breathing in, intend to be inspired. Inspiration is the in-breath. So let us all be inspired by breathing deeply. And whatever essential oil you have near you, just apply it and breathe it in, intending that these frequencies enhance the frequencies in the oil that you selected. Now I'm going to use the striker on Mangku's bowl. Very different sound, and it's not very loud right now. I'm going to rub the striker with my hand that has that gratitude blend and intend that this essential oil will enhance the frequencies. And then finally, I'm going to ring the bell. So So today, happy Sunday, happy fun day. How many of you are excited about the potential of going out into the world more this coming week? For those in Singapore, I love the name that the government actually used for this period. They called it a circuit breaker. Breaking the circuits. It was not quarantine, which we're all sick, but rather breaking the patterns, the electrical circuit, interrupting it so that we can then create new circuits. So I love this circuit breaker, and I have thoroughly enjoyed one of our Young Living members in Singapore, Angel Chen, has been posting photographs of sculptures that are all over Singapore, some inside in museums, some just on the streets. And they are absolutely beautiful and speak to what we're doing right now. It is all about that beautiful appreciation of the art, appreciation of things that we normally have not had time to do, that we have gotten so wrapped up in what we were doing that we have really forgotten. So I'm going to ask, the reason I put in here today, I believe it was something about, let me see, yes, being prepared for the next step. Well, I found myself judging myself because I've had so much time that I normally do not have. And I felt perhaps I did not spend that time as productively as I could have. And I was programmed very much most of my life, all of my life, to be productive, to achieve. So for me, being is far more difficult than doing. So I found myself judging a bit because I maybe did not do my entire refinement process every day. I did parts of it, of course I did parts of it, but perhaps did not fully complete them. And there's no reason why I didn't, but it's also important to remember that every single moment is a new beginning, and we can prepare ourselves all over again. So wherever you are, take time, look at that refinement list. That is what I'm learning is the most important thing that I can do, to really pay attention to that refinement list, because that's where I will learn who Frances is. And that's where I will learn what the real priorities in my life are. So if you have not already done it, write them down. If you choose to do it in your app, that's what I do. I have mine written in my Rainbow Healing app in my phone. And every morning when I get up, the first thing I do is to go into that app and to look at my refinement list. I also then spend a moment thinking, is there anything I left off of that list that I choose to really have? The things that I choose to have in my life, the things that I will not allow. And my list does grow. So as I have been contemplating that this is that time that we're going to all be changing. We're moving towards things. We have a choice to step backward, to try to attempt. Stephen, I apologize for using the word try. Gary didn't like that word either. to attempt to go back to doing things the way we used to do them? Or are we open? Are we flexible, willing to really explore other options? So as we go out into the world, it's going to be very important for us to keep track of where we are, to be aware. The awareness, that's what checking in, that's what this refinement process is all about, that we are constantly paying attention to where we are, to what we are doing, to where our energy level is, to where we are as far as where our blocks are. That's what those 8 words are all about. Discovering where your blocks may be. So I decided to use 2 oils that I don't, well, one of them, 2 blends that I use quite frequently. But one that I don't use as often. As I mentioned earlier, the inspiration. Inspiration is on so many levels, because when we are inspired, we are passionate. We are passionate about what we are doing. And we can only have that passion, that inspiration, when we do pay attention. It isn't that it's going to just surround us. So I woke up thinking of one particular word this morning. And it just really, it was like, this was my message for the day. Talk about filters. Boundaries are nothing in the world but filters. We are at Fuller Life Villas right now. The well has been dug and we're preparing to put the filters in, the water filters. Water is essential to life. There are 2 things, air and water. And many of us don't always think about filtering in our water and our air. Sometimes right now we're thinking a little bit more about that, but we're discussing and we're preparing to install the very best water filters that we can have to keep out any impurities. That is exactly, as I said, what our boundaries are all about. It's keeping out the impurities that we don't really, for things that we really don't require in our experience. So I have taken out my red pen and I have added a layer of boundaries to my sacred space, because that first filter is that silver mirror, that mirror that will reflect back anything that's not really going to be supportive of us. And then that second layer, that second filter, if you will, is all about transmuting, working with the things that are there. When we clean, I was also waking up thinking, it's time, tomorrow is Monday, we clean the filters on our air conditioners on the 1st and the 15th of the months. And it is very important to clean those air filters. Even though we think the air that we breathe is very clear, it's still, those filters get clogged. And that's why we add that third filter, that red boundary, which is that universal stop signal. So as you think about holding your boundaries when you go out, think about the fact that it is filtering in and filtering out the things that do not support who you are and where you are, and allowing the things that you do choose to have in your life the positive experiences to magnify, to grow and grow more and more, so that you can become more passionate, more inspired. So if you don't have the blend inspiration, that's fine. You can breathe in any oil that you have with the intention that inspired breath, as you are drawing it in, of drawing in more and more of those things that are positive in your life. And on the exhale, release. I'm going to apply my release. I'm opening a new bottle of release today from my feelings collection, and this one doesn't want to drip out for some reason. That's why I have the rollerballs on most of the time. And as I breathe in that inspiration and exhale, release, intend to release all thoughts. Our thoughts are what create everything in our life, and I almost dropped my bell, knocked it off. So as we are moving along every single day, remember that checklist is not all in the right order necessarily. It's not a matter of what order you do things in. It's a matter of paying attention. And whatever the process is that initiates your paying more attention. I find, of course, that these first 4 glyphs, I do the journey of the glyphs every day. I do the oils, I look at the glyphs, I draw them, I'm playing with them. I have been playing less with my coloring book. And I found that when I am stressed, if I take just a few moments to color these glyphs, it relaxes me incredibly. And I am not an artist. I actually never thought I would color, even though I was the one who decided to make a coloring book. And surprise, yes, we are learning more things about ourselves, but as we do, focus on getting rid of the blocks. And I'm sorry, I had turned my phone on, my other phone on, and then focusing on running our own energy flow, lifting off our masks and seeing who we are and nurturing ourselves. Today I'm wearing my turquoise. I'm so excited. It's like I had Christmas come with a whole new wardrobe, because Sasha sent our boxes, our Young Living boxes of supplements down, and they arrived this week. She added in some dresses for my closet. So I'm dressed all in my turquoise, because this is that energy, that color that anchors the energy of nurturing of self. Nurturing, being compassionate, not being so hard on ourselves, judging ourselves, and finding that perfect balance of giving and receiving. So that following this preparation and this whole period where we have been in our circuit breaker, it's really been an opportunity to prepare for the rebirth, for the going out into the rest of the world, for lighting our fire, for motivating. I have that blend. I have the motivation blend here, just for being our new person, for getting excited about who you are. You are special. Every single one of you is very, very special, and you were created with a perfect combination of knowledge and abilities to do something. And this is all about understanding who we are and doing what gives us passion. When we are passionate, we are inspired. Passion is contagious. It is the most contagious thing on the planet. Not a virus. Passion. And as we become more and more passionate about who we are, it just radiates forth, and it's impossible to hold it in. And that is when we all work together in harmony. So I have harmony here and joy beside me as well. I've been using lots of oils as always, and I intend to use more as soon as I finish this particular video. So use your oils, use these last few days of this circuit breaker and enjoy them. Enjoy each day, each moment. Make that intent. Perhaps motivation is a very, very positive thing to think about. So be motivated, be inspired, and release that resistance to change. And I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful week filled with gorgeous rainbows, filtering out those colors and those frequencies that are not making you happy, and filled with joy. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week.